That we were following really all this week as Alex Jones was on the stand in the defamation trial with Sandy Hook. And yesterday there was a big moment when his lawyers accidentally leaked his full contents of emails and a phone to the other lawyers. And we're going to break it all down right here on Live Now from Fox. Joining us is an attorney, Seth Berenzweig. Thanks so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. We really appreciate it.
Be with you today.
Hey, so let's first, did you ever see something like this play out in a courtroom like this?
This is the biggest blooper I've ever seen in a jury trial, and I've handled a lot of jury trials and I've seen a lot of jury trials. I've never seen anything quite like this. This was a big mistake, but I think it's important to highlight that it wasn't just one mistake. It was a sequence of three unbelievable mistakes. The first was when the counsel for Alex Jones, through his support staff, sent out a link that mistakenly included huge amounts of information over the last couple of years that had a whole variety of emails that Jones had previously testified under oath did not exist. So obviously that raises a perjury issue. The second huge mistake was that he did not follow the Texas rules, which gave him 10 days to take remedial action to try to designate the documents as erroneously released. He dropped that ball. And then thirdly, when they were used in that bombshell moment during the trial, he didn't object. So this was not just one screw up, it was a screw up in three big chapters, and it had huge repercussions in a very dramatic moment in the midst of this high-level trial.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Seth, because when I was watching, I was like, wait, his lawyer is going to object like now or any second, any moment, but it never came. And then you have your client on the stand in this very uncomfortable situation.
Exactly. And it is absolutely, it's called the spontaneous objection rule, which is just a fancy way of saying you have got to lift yourself out of the chair and object. You've got to be able to nip that in the bud and tee up the objection in a timely and immediate manner at the time that opposing counsel is putting evidence in front of the jury that you object to. You can't just sit there and then do what they tried to do this morning. They filed an emergency motion. And they went through the steps this morning to step in front of the judge to ask, can you please block this? Can you please seal it? We need to overturn this. And oh, by the way, can we have a mistrial? The judge said no. And other than ordering that third-party medical records be destroyed, that motion was rejected. This is a huge blow-up. That's not only a big blooper in the trial, but this has really morphed into a bombshell that has expanded through this Texas courtroom, through here in Washington, D.C., because guess who has now made it very clear that they also want to get their hands on this stuff, the January 6th Commission. So this is just an incredible story that becomes more incredible by the day.
Yeah, really. And like you were saying, that snowball effect could be very, very real, especially in D.C. Now, can law enforcement also get their hands on the contents of what's on this phone and emails?
So the answer to that is most likely yes. Although Alex Jones's attorney, who has huge egg on his face, will try to go in and belatedly try to designate documents as privileged or confidential, there is no question that there will be subpoenas that will be issued. The attorneys for the parents who have teed up this multi-million-dollar case against Alex Jones for his horrible alleged conduct, the lawyers made it clear that he's already been contacted by various authorities here in Washington, D.C. Subpoenas will be issued. The documents will almost certainly be produced. And don't be surprised if you end up hearing repercussions of this. There was an indication in the hearing that Roger Stone, among others, are in those documents. So this is a really big deal, and this is certainly a rapidly developing story.
My next question here is one where who is going to hire this lawyer for? I mean, after seeing that, this is like the worst advertisement ever for this lawyer. I mean, what's going to happen with him?
Well, first of all, I think that what he needs to do is he needs to go back to his office and file a notice of claim with his malpractice insurance carrier. This is really one of the most high-level bloopers I've ever seen in the midst of a jury trial. He had multiple opportunities to cure. He had multiple opportunities to object. He didn't do it. So I think that he really has a big problem on his hands. And keep in mind that Alex Jones is going to have a big problem because not only is a jury going to come in as early as tomorrow with a big jury verdict that could be imposed upon him. But now there are people in Washington that are really going to be very nervous about this because who knows what's in there. So it's really going to be a big deal. His lawyer's on the hot seat, but Alex Jones has just a whole array of problems in front of him, both inside and outside the courtroom.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as we await the jury to come back here, we heard from Alex Jones the other day saying that even if a $2 million hit was pinned against him, that would be the end of him. But as we know, Alex Jones likes to talk a lot. And is this something that he was just saying there on the stand to try to get some sympathy?
Probably. He hasn't filed for bankruptcy. You know, he has filed a bankruptcy relative to his business. He has not filed a bankruptcy individually. So he could try to play that violin, but no one's listening to that music. At the end of the day, he is going to be liable for this. There are other judgments that are about to be leveled against him also in other courts, including one proceeding in Connecticut. So he could try to play that violin as much as he wants, but I think at the end of the day, he's facing some significant liability, and it's right around the corner.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thanks so much for coming on and breaking it all down for us. It was really fascinating to see, and all happening in real time, and then really going on social media yesterday to see the aftermath. And it was a big time aftermath, especially there on Twitter. So, Seth Berenzweig, thank you so much for breaking it all down. We really appreciate it here on Live Now.
You bet.